Let me ask you a really important question. Are you as healthy and well as you think that you should be? I mean, if you are doing all of the right things, so you're exercising, you're watching your diet, you're trying to make sure that you've got a good work life balance, you meditate, you do all of the right things, but there is still something that is not right with your health and well being. Are you getting frustrated trying to figure out what that something could be? Well, if so, I want to propose the possibility that maybe it's because of this. Hi, I'm Dr. Jeffrey Hanna at Atlas Health Australia, and what we are what are called upper cervical specific doctors. And what we look at is we look at the relationship between what happens with this thing, which represents the top bone in your neck, otherwise known as the C1 vertebra, the atlas, and how that affects your brain and the rest of your body and your ability to be as well and alive as you would like to be. You see, the bone itself is no bigger than this, and it weighs really only about 5 to 8 grams. But it's going to be supporting this thing, which is about a 5 kilo skull. And so if you have something that's putting too much pressure on this area, what it can do is it can start to choke off the ability to transmit the signals between the brain and down to the rest of the body. Think of it as if it's not getting enough juice or enough electricity. It's not quite flowing through the way that it should be. And what that can do then is that can cause all kinds of different health conditions. And I'm not even going to get into all of the different combinations there, but what will happen then is a person is trying to do all of these different things, and they're stretching and they're moving the neck and you're doing all of the right things, and yet you're still struggling with something. Well, I want to propose this possibility here that maybe there's something right under your nose that you haven't considered. So what can cause an atlas to go out of its position and cause some of these issues? In brief, it's a physical injury, and it doesn't have to be the kind of thing that breaks or dislocates anything. But if you've got a brainstem that's going to be sitting like this with a little atlas around it like that, all it's going to take is a potential shift of 1 or 2 millimeters, and that can be all it takes to create these issues. Now, if I was a brain surgeon or a neurosurgeon, you'd probably want me to be close to 1 to 2 millimeters, because that can make all of the difference in the world. And yet we oftentimes don't think about that same degree of specificity as being necessary in our own necks. But consider the number of things that you do in your day-to-day life that maybe are not the best thing for your neck, maybe not the best thing for your atlas, maybe not the best thing for your brain. How much time do you spend in front of your phone, in front of your computer, in front of a TV? All of these different things are going to produce stress, which is going to aggravate things even more in your neck. And then if it was just a matter of me being able to give you a certain kind of stretch or certain kind of exercise, that would be fantastic. But the problem is that when we're talking about issues involving that top vertebra in the neck, if they shift out of position just enough, the muscles are not able to physically pull it back on its own. And what that's going to require then is that's going to require a little bit of outside assistance in order to get that thing properly aligned the way that it should, taking that pressure off of that brainstem and allowing then your body and that energy to start to flow and work the way that it is supposed to. And if this is the thing that's getting in the way of your ability to do the things in your life that you would want to do, it could very well be the missing piece of the puzzle, the one thing that you haven't considered, the one thing that you haven't tried in your effort to be as well as you possibly can. So, let me ask you that question again. Are you doing everything that you can possibly think of to be well, and yet something is still not exactly what you would expect? If this is the case, then let me mention just a couple of things. First and foremost, don't take my word for it. What I'd encourage you to do is go and do some of your own research. Have a look, find out a little bit more information, what this top vertebra in your neck, what the atlas is all about. And when you do that, then I'm pretty sure that you will discover that, wow, this is more powerful than I even imagined. And then if that's the case, what I would encourage you to do then is to feel free to get in contact with us. If you've been dealing with certain kind of health challenges or struggles for a long period of time, we get it. We fully appreciate it. It is very frustrating, very challenging, and so we would be happy then to answer any questions that you might have and then offer our support and assistance in any way that would be possible. So I do hope that you found that there's value, that there's good information here in this video. If you have enjoyed it, then please, number one, like this. And number two is if there's somebody in your life that you know of, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend, if somebody else would benefit from hearing this kind of information, please share this video with them. We'll be sure to include a few other links just to give you a little bit more information about what this thing, what this vertebra called an atlas is all about. And again, if there's anything that we can do to help you out, please feel free to get in contact with us. This is Dr. Jeffrey Hanna from Atlas Health Australia, reminding you to take care of your neck. It's your lifeline to well-being.